Hello. Hello, ladies and gents. Can you hear me okay? Lovely people. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello, chaps. If you can hear me, you will notice that Tom is not here tonight. He is feeling under the weather. There you go. So it's just me and you guys, which is fair enough. Hopefully Tom will make a full recovery. He's hasn't got the virus, so don't worry about that. I have checked. We are virus-free at Black Toad Studios. So tonight, guys, we are going to be working on some Sisters of Battle. Some bases and maybe some Necrons. What's everyone in the chat working on tonight? Mr. Blue, finishing your Havocs. How are they going? Obviously, you've gone with your Kit Bash Havoc option. I'm not sure you've put any pictures up, Mr. Blue, in our Discord channel. Also, I think Tom may be in the chat tonight, so if Tom, you are there, say hello. If not, I'm sure you're having plenty of rest. Dave Holland not doing hobby tonight, and a lot of results. So we will be doing a lot of results. Hopefully tonight's the night. I am possibly blind as well, Mr. Blue. That is correct. Also tonight we're going to talk a little bit about everyone's favourite faction, Renegades and Heretics, and other items in the Forge World Legend section that's been released. Also, talk about a few other little things tonight as well. If anyone wants to talk about anything in particular, please put it in the chat and we'll go through it, or any questions. Johnny is working on some wargames for Imperial Knight Army. Oh, Pure Armiger Army. That could be pretty funky. That would be quite nice. So obviously I do Chaos Knights, and I think the War Dogs are quite tasty, and I'm trying to think of putting them in most of my Chaos Space Marine lists now, having a little detachment. Although it's a bit CP heavy, those auto cannons are beautiful. What are you thinking? How many knights can you fit into your list, out of curiosity? And Tom's in bed on his phone. So I've got some of these GW bases which I'm working on at the moment for my Sisters of Battle. So I've just sprayed them silver, did a little bit of detail work in the grates, did an Agrax wash this morning. So tonight I'm going to do a bit more weathering on there, because the Sisters, although you can't really tell much at the moment, are going to be like a brass theme going on there. So I think the robes are going to be green. So that is my Sisters, and they're going to be relatively tidy. So the bases hopefully should enhance that look. So going to do a tiny bit of dry brushing with Necron Compound, where I can find it. There we go. Use one of my knackered old dry brushes. Wow. I'm pretty sure 12 armigers is more than enough. Yeah, Peter, it's just me tonight. Tom is under the weather. So we're going to be slating Space Marines and talking about chaos. Good times. We're not going to select Space Marines, by the way. We can talk about Space Marines if you want, but I've got no agenda. Has everyone had a look at the Forge World Legends yet? Anything that you've lost into Legend status? Oh, also, we were talking a bit of Mandalorian. We'll talk The Boys as well. Not The Boys, Star Trek. The Boys is over. And I've watched a series on Amazon called... Sorry, Tom, I won't make you mute me. Truth Seekers on Amazon. I don't know if anyone else has watched that. That's with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Let me know in the chat if you've watched Truth Seekers. Let me know what you think as well. Mr. Lee, I'm sure you've seen it, being a big Frost and Pegg fan. Yeah, so Mr. Lee, they've not watched it yet, expecting disappointment, and Peter partway through the first episode. I tell you what, it is a slow burn, and obviously, Captain Jack, you've clearly watched it. I liked it. I don't know why I liked it. It's one of those programs I'm like, well, it was a bit funny in places, but I quite liked it. It's quite interesting viewing. It's a little bit different. And Simon Pegg definitely wasn't really Simon Pegg in it. It's quite strange. I don't know if you'll agree with that, Captain Jack. There's quite a few familiar faces in it as well. If you haven't watched it yet, quite a few British actors in it. So I'm just dry brushing around the edges of some of these panels with some Necron compound here, just to add a little bit here. Anyone else watched anything good at the moment? Yeah, definitely. Simon Pegg was. You sometimes forget he's made a massive name for himself in Hollywood. Like it might not be a massive A-list star, but he's been in the Mission Impossible films and quite a few films by himself. But somehow still appears in this. And what did I see him and Frost in? Slaughterhouse Rules as well. Oh, nice bit, some history bits. What do people tend to watch on for instance, their YouTube? Like, for instance, I don't tend to watch that much 40k stuff anymore. I watch a lot of historical bits on there and some gardening bits because I'm strange. Hello, Kieran. Watching The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. I've heard that's quite good, actually. So I think Dave in the chat tonight has also been watching that. So maybe have a little catch up in it. Yeah, there you go. Dave has been watching it. And Johnny watching Cobra Kai. Yes. I'm at third season soon, isn't it? I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward. There's so much good stuff at the moment on TV. Kieran, yeah, good things to watch. Obviously, watch us. Apologies, we're hoping to get a bit more content out. I've actually got a half day off work tomorrow, so I will be recording a Necron update if people are interested in that, and hopefully a retro codex review if I get time as well. So I think Tom and is off half Vicky. If Tom's feeling any better, I'm planning to do some battle reports. I have lent Vicky a big part of my World Eater army, so hopefully that'll be quite cool to see on the channel. She does have Scully as well, so that could be quite fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I haven't seen Scully in action for a while. Yeah, and winter stuff as well. Yeah, I tend to watch winter stuff. I'll try and watch some Striking Scorpion as well, mainly for the battlefields and the armies. They're quite cool. But yeah, I mean, 40k stuff, I try to find time to watch things, and I find a lot of battle reports now tend to be like, you know, tabletop attacks are quite long ones, and I don't tend to have that much free time, unfortunately. So I don't get time to watch them. So a lot of history stuff for me. Yeah, so a lot of people on the same kind of wavelength here. We all tend to be watching a lot of the same kind of bits, depending on other people's hobbies as well. I'm recently watching Midwinter Minis. I tell you what, I've only started watching some of his stuff the other day. I think that we spoke about this league, and I quite like his stuff. It's quite nice. He seems like quite a nice gentleman. Mm-hmm. That one. Nice. So, Kieran, you've got your Indominus box set arriving soon. I think Daryl as well. If he's in the chat tonight, he's also got his set coming as well. So, also, guys, I finished doing my Necron stuff. So, I want your opinion. What I should be painting next for my Necron force. I'm not brave enough yet to do warriors, by the way. I'm not going to do a big blob of 20 warriors quite yet. So my options at the moment. Ooh, stuff some Royal Warden maybe with some scarabs. Not Space Marines. Cryptech guy. Got scarabs. Got the reanimator thing. Got the Scorpic Destroyer Lord. He's quite big, isn't he? Murder kegs. Yeah, the murder kegs. They come with the guy, don't they? No, Tom, I'm not doing warriors. Stop tormenting me. You're not even here. I'm getting tormented. Yeah, Phil, if I'm going to do warriors, I will break them into 10-man blobs to do, because 20 is, oh, geez, I've done cultists before. I mean, Necrons are a bit easier than cultists, hopefully, but it's quite intimidating. Oh, Tom's trying out, seeing some of the new little nice little Tom there. Kieran, 14 Blight Lords. Jeez. Man, that, I don't envy you at all with that. And Tom's put up a little mini dom as well. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet, but if anyone's got any suggestions what to do, please put it in the chat and I will most probably do it. But 20 warriors, Tom, not going to happen, mate. I have got a Doomstalker as well. I want to try and get some of the other stuff done first. Try and clear a bit of room. I will put up a link for our Discord as well today, guys. Okay, Captain Jack, you got it. I'm going to do the Scorpic Lord. Okay, done. Yeah, there we go. And Felpire as well. Scorpic Lord is going to be getting painted next. Put a link for our Discord up. I don't know if Tom is feeling up to that. Otherwise, I'll be clicking on things. Yeah, it's quite a cool model, actually, to be fair, the Lord. I kind of I was thinking about doing him, or maybe some more destroyers at some point. I'm not going to do destroyers next because I've already done some. It's a bit repetitive to just keep doing destroyers. So a destroyer lord would be quite cool. Plus, I need more HQs in my army. Oh, look, there you go. Tom's put a link up in the chat. What's the picture on my back wall? Are you talking about this one? This one. That is a bit of artwork by Lee, Mr. Lee in the chat. That was like a housewarming gift. It's the word bearer symbol he's designed there, and it's a thing of beauty. I keep telling him he should do it professionally. So if you guys all kind of egg him on in the chat, he will happily do you some for a price. I'll get a cut. I don't know, just message him. Mr. Lee is in our Discord as well, so I'm sure he will definitely consider doing some artwork if you guys ask nice enough. Sorry, Mr. Lee, no pressure. Very talented artist. He's also done some artwork for the channel, which should be appearing at some point in the future. Yeah, that'll get you. There is a big portrait of Tom. It's quite adult rated, so I don't think I could put it on the channel at the moment. But it's impressive, very impressive. There you go. I'll let you guys chat to Mr. Lee in Discord if you guys if you want any artwork. But yeah, I highly recommend him. Very talented gentleman. Like I said, I do take a cut. So Peter, I'm not going to do warriors. So Mandalorian. Who watched the Mandalorian? And what were your thoughts? Got some good, Kieran, good. Got some typhus corrosion. Going to start weathering these bases up a bit. I don't know how much the camera's going to pick up on the very subtle dry brushing I've done. Maybe, probably not so much. Good. Glad you like it. It does go, yeah. Exactly. Probably the easier question, Dave, is who didn't watch The Mandalorian? As Tom's not here, he can't answer. He can't say no, can he? Mandalorian, I really enjoyed. Obviously, it wasn't quite as good as the first episode, but I mean, if you haven't watched the first episode already, shame on you. But killing a dragon in the first one with Tusken Raiders firing massive bolt throwers, you can't get much better than that. So the second episode was a little bit not as good, but I think without the first one, the second one would have been amazing. Yeah, Tom says he's okay with not watching it. I mean, clearly he's not watched any of them yet, so. Yeah, Captain Jack. Yeah, the X-Wing pilots I thought were really good in it. I enjoyed the whole dogfight element of that when he kind of just falling through the clouds, and yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, such a good program. Yeah, and baby Yoda eating eggs. So here's a question to all the fathers out there. When you're watching it, minus the point that it's a green alien, does anyone else kind of go, that's what my kid would do? Because I definitely do that with my youngest. She is a baby Yoda. Oh, Peter, what? You didn't hide it well enough. Hide your Ultramarine movie better. Yeah. Look, we all made an oath never to talk about the Ultramarine movie, and you can't go finding it now. Anyone else got a baby Yoda in their house? that just eats things and does things it shouldn't be doing. My one, when you say no to it, goes on a rampage. Yeah, cats. Can definitely see the likeness in a cat. Definitely mischievous. Has anyone ever got these bases and tried with a bit of gunky Nurgle stuff in there? Nurgle's rot. Maybe seep some Nurgle's rot into the base, so it's kind of seeping up through the grill. Maybe that could be quite cool. Okay, if it's a gift off a late friend, fair enough. Yeah, definitely, mate. You know, you got to kind of remember them the best you can. Maybe, you know, do a little frame or something with a picture on them. I don't know. I don't know what your circumstances are, Peter. That might be quite nice. Yeah, man. I mean, these bases, you actually get quite a few for what you spend on them. They're actually quite nice. I know Tom's used them before for a few of his armies. Yeah, for your Templars and Grey Knights. Yeah, they always look quite nice. So I'm quite glad I went out on a bit of a limb and got them. So what I'm doing with the Typhus Corrosion, I'm just covering the base a bit with it. And then I'm going to use a bit of paper here just to kind of smear off some of it. Just so it gets caught in some areas. So it adds a bit more grime to it. Little technique I kind of use here. Just kind of worked a little bit there. I might use a little bit of Rise of Rust I still have on there. Oh, the Necromunda one's nice. Yeah, there's so many nice options for bases now, guys, isn't there? Like you can just go out and get some nice third-party ones, and they really fit whatever theme you're going for your army. So for our Conquest one, we've kind of gone with like an urban theme for the planet. So we've all kind of gone with different bases. Daryl, I don't know if Daryl's in the chat tonight, but Daryl with his Black Legion has gone for some nice resin bases. Mr. Lee has got his just adding a little bit of stuff to your base, aren't you, Lee? So you've got a standard one, you're just adding little bits in for your Nurgle Demons. I'm not sure what Dave is doing with his, so it could be quite interesting. Hello, John. Welcome to the chat. Just a reminder, Tom is not with us tonight. He's in the chat. Unfortunately, he's a bit under the weather, so it's just me. Yeah, you're all lucky enough to just have me tonight. There you go. Tom in the chat there, sending little pictures out. So, guys, what are your feelings on Forge World at the moment? Like, Renegades and Heretics. Obviously, I don't know. Obviously, a lot of you aren't particularly interested in Renegades and Heretics. I completely understand. Not everyone has astounding taste like myself. But Renegades and Heretics took a bit of a knock. Even more so. You thought they were close to the edge. The Renegade and Heretic community, all 30 of us, aren't particularly happy with it. They've kind of turned them a little bit more bland. There's a couple of cool things in there, but generally they've just toned everything down to vanilla NPC level, which is a real shame. Yes, someone's noticed. I'll talk about my hair in a moment. But yeah, it's a shame. A real shame. There was some nice stuff in there, like the Renegade Psychers have no more. They can't do any abilities anymore. They just got Smite. The Malefic Lord has obviously he can increase his stats. Command Squad's got some interesting ones with banners, which could be really cool because you can have a nice big command squad where they can do a lookout serve. A squad nearby can do like a lookout serve for them. So if you could increase your command squad to have lots of special and heavy weapons. That could be quite tasty, but it's almost pointless. Why would you want to keep them alive? I might be missing something. The Yogrin units are not great. The Enforcers have taken a bit of a hit. It's not great. So I'm kind of hoping that they will get the Codex treatment at some point. I'm still being optimistic about that. I believe there will be not necessarily Renegades and Heretics, but there will be Renegade Guard coming up soon. I'm trying to think what else of mine got put into. So Lord Zuffa got put into Legends as well. He's the World Eater, not the World Eater, Skull Taker, Terminator Lord, and he's also taken a little bit of a hit. He's still pretty tasty though. He can still deny things, deny powers. He's got a hefty amount of wounds and attacks, and there's a free wound power fist that with his amount of attacks, quite nice. So Captain Jack, well done. I have got my hair cut. It was the wife. She's been cutting my hair through lockdown, and she couldn't find the right clipper thing, so she just went, just do 5 all over. But there you go. It's all short for now. My hair grows really fast, so it's going to be back to normal hair soon at some point. There you go. I can't have it too short because I've got a massive scar on my head that you can kind of see there. So it tends to be about this length. It's the shortest I'll go. Also, Tom's Cassius Assault Ramp has taken a hit. Before you could put stuff in there and it wouldn't matter what unit it was, it would just remain like you could put 10 Terminators in there. Or is it 10 Terminators, Tom, you could put in there? But essentially it wouldn't change whatever unit type you're putting in there. So if it would be the same as Tactical Marines. I mean, like Kieran said there, Forge World, I'm very, very annoyed because it gets some nice unique stuff, but they just keep getting nerfed. It's a bit disappointing, to be honest. I like the Salamander command vehicle as well. So one of the things I've converted for my guard. Hang on. Oh, come here, you. There you go. So that's my converted Salamander command vehicle. So in the old rules, you used to be able to target a friendly vehicle within 6 inches, and that would then get rerolls to hit against whatever it was firing at for that turn. Now, I believe what happens is you target an enemy vehicle, and units firing on that vehicle do not. The target doesn't receive the benefit of cover. Hello, Underdog. Welcome. Kieran. Deathcore have lost some bits. I've gone into legend status. And in all honesty, you can do what you want, Peter, when it comes to house rules. Like, for instance, my Renegades will probably be Renegade Guard. They won't necessarily be Renegades and Heretics. It's the way I'm going to run them until they get their Codex. Johnny, yeah. So Johnny said once he's finished painting his knights, he's going to go back to his Empire Fantasy army. Man, I tell you what, like old school fantasy, I absolutely loved. Like when I was in secondary school, I think fantasy then was amazing. It was this nice medieval theme. The models, you still have metal models everywhere, like the old Orc, Rock Clobber, Bolt Throwers. Oh man, I used to love that game. And then slowly it just turned into something that I wasn't particularly enamored with, if that makes sense. Which is my own personal preference. I mean, the models now look amazing, but it's not the game that I fell in love with. Johnny, if you're part of our Discord, pop some pictures up. Anyone that's in Discord, we love seeing a hobby progress pictures. Underdog, what are you working on tonight? Yeah, I think Captain Jack, like trying to make a competitive list now with legend units is going to be very painful. Just adding a bit more weathering onto these bases, and I'm just going to like smear it off in a moment. Yeah. Yeah, I just think it's a true shame that these units kind of get legended. It just, yeah, it's a bit sad. A lot of the units don't affect me, but there are people out there that have those units, and it's a bit like, oof. I mean, for instance, when the legend thing came out, I think chaplains on bikes got legendified, if I'm wrong. But obviously now the Primaris have got their chaplain on their superbike. So, you know, there is always hope that there will be a new unit released. Yeah, they're called superbikes, by the way, the one Primaris ride. Has anyone had any games since lockdown, or wherever you are in the world? Maybe you live with someone that plays 40k. Maybe you've taught your dog or your kids or your wife. I'm still not brave enough to try and teach the wife 40k. Jeez. See you later, Peter. Good luck with your wife. Yeah, Kieran. I mean, geez, Death Guard and Thousand Sons, they lost out big time in the Forge World book, didn't they? I think Death Guard has still got like 1 or 2 units, but lost pretty much everything, and Thousand Sons lost everything. So that's pretty bad, really. I don't know if they're going to bring it round or not, but I really hope it's an error that they've made. Because I've seen some nice Thousand Sun Dreadnoughts before, and now I'm like, gone. I bet, yeah, I completely bet that Death Guard players are a little bit miffed. I would, if they turn around and like send the Leviathan Dreadnoughts out of the Chaos Codex, I don't know what I'd do, to be honest. But a lot of people have spent a lot of time and money adding these units into their armies just to be completely removed. And that's what I'm kind of hoping it's an error. So I'm thinking of my sisters. I'll try and hold her up there. I don't know if it'll focus. So the robes are going to be green. Bolt gun's going to be like a blackish kind of dry brush. The eyes, I'm going to do maybe like a blue with a bit of area effect around there, a bit of what's the term? Area lighting around there. But yeah, my Goblin Gaming order has shipped, so hopefully I'll get that in a couple of days. Yeah, I mean, Kieran, like Kieran's stating there that new units planned for Death Guard and Thousand Sons. And I really hope that they do get some new units, especially Thousand Sons. I'm not sure about Forge World, though. I don't know what's going on with Forge World, but I would imagine generally they're going to get new units. Now, I'd quite like to see the Thousand Sons maybe expand a bit more into the Zangors, or see if they get a unique vehicle of some sort. Death Guard, I don't know. I think Death Guard are quite well rounded and sit quite well at the moment, but I would also like to see them get something as well. Maybe different variants and Poxwalkers or some sort of cultist troop would be quite cool. What about everyone else in the chat? What do you think would quite suit Thousand Sons or Death Guard? Or do you think they even deserve anything new? Yeah, Mr. Blue. Yeah, I completely agree. Thousand Sons need Tzeentch demon engines. Yeah, I tell you what, I'd quite like a flyer for Thousand Sons. I mean, in Epic, I'm pretty sure they had a couple of flyers, and it would be quite nice to see one of those kind of brought into 40k. Games Workshop seem quite happy to go back and revisit the epic days, don't they? So it'd be quite nice if they get something. Also, like in the same sense, like Death Guard could get a Plague Siege Tower from Forge World, or even from Games Workshop. That would be quite cool as a Lord of War. Or the Pus Cannon, the one with the Baneblade, the big pussy. Yeah, it's interesting to see. Well, Kieran, I mean, we still haven't seen what the Codex is going to supply us for Death Guard. So it's going to be interesting to see how they cope with discussing resilience. So we're going to have to wait and see, I'm afraid. Mr. Leader, new Defiler Soul Grinder kit would be cool. Yeah. I mean, I've got a couple of Defilers, which may appear on the channel soon, depending if Vicky wants to play with them. I know I love the kit, but it looks a little bit out of place now with a lot of the Chaos Space Marine bits. I think maybe the aesthetics were just going in a different direction than the Defiler, because obviously we see now where Chaos are going as a range, and I think Defiler was kind of like an offshoot. It was like, let's try this. Or maybe they just didn't know what they were doing at that point, but it's still a cool kit, don't get me wrong. Soul Grinder as well, I think that could be kind of built upon. And Dave, Thousand Suns deserve so much more than what they get. They've kind of been neglected, in my opinion. I mean, even Space Wolf's got something unique. What's that about, eh? That's starting to look quite cool. I don't know. Yeah, the bases are starting to look quite good, quite weathered. I'm going to put a bit of Rise of Rust in there somewhere, maybe. I tell you what, though, I have enjoyed these gluing these sister models together, because they're such nice models. I'm sure I said in the last stream how much I enjoyed them, but they are very nice. I see someone is posting in our Discord as well. So remember, there is a link in the chat at the moment for our Discord channel. We've got a nice little community going there. We'd like to see some photos go up and a little bit of chat and help. For instance, someone was asking about their Blood Bowl team earlier, what they should name their undead Blood Bowl team. And we had suggestions coming in. I think Captain Jack got the right one in the end, or got the right suggestion. What am I eyeing up next for them? Well, I really like the jump infantry for the sisters. I think they're quite cool. Although I do need to get another box of sisters, because I really mucked them up. Because I started Celestine squad, went a little bit wrong. I gave them the wrong weapons, which I was going to make into a Dominion squad. Unfortunately, though, I made a heavy bolter. So I'm going to have to get another box of sisters and probably some jump infantry. And theme-wise, I want to get some penitent engines, because I really like the look of them. What are the other ones? What are the other penitent engines called? I can't remember. Turtle team is in Discord putting lots of photos up. I will have a look after the stream and see what they're like. The Sisters Lieutenant is coming. What do you mean by that? I'm curious. Obviously, she won't be called Sister Lieutenant. Oh, she do the same job as a sister? As a lieutenant? But yeah, I mean, the model range is brilliant. I saw an article put up today by Warhammer community on Facebook. I haven't read it yet, but I'm tempted to give it a read, just because I'm impressed by the models. So I'll be checking that out. I might put an undercoat with some green on at the moment and see what that looks like. I'm thinking possibly Castellan green, quite deep, and then as a base, and then putting the new greens on top. What do you guys think? It's pretty exciting starting a new army, to be honest. I'm trying to make them a little bit different from my other armies. For instance, like my from my word bearers. I quite like my red, so I'm actively trying to avoid putting red on these models. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Blue. No red. Not putting any red on them. Which is hard because I've got so many different shades of red. So yeah, I'm trying to avoid that. Let's see what this is like. Oh yeah, so I don't know if anyone did say if they'd been lucky enough to play a game of 40k in lockdown with a relative or someone they live with or someone they work with, maybe. You know, maybe if you over the desk from someone who plays 40k, just put a little board out, a little quilting board. Yeah, well, you know, I do like to try new things. I like my Necrons, for instance. I've got no red in my Necrons. I've got a fair few blues, but no reds. But red, I don't know why I'm getting drawn to it all the time. Maybe it's corn. Oh, John. Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, so John, I play Scions as well, and I'm pretty sure I played my mate Matt with Scions, and he plays Ultramarines, and yeah, it's an uphill battle with against Space Marines with Scions. Scions, oof, not good. So by her winning, did she get anything for that? Like, you know, do you have to do the washing up for a week? Felpa, obviously you're painting your Necrons at the moment. Yeah, green edge highlighting. Oh, jeez. Not good. Not good. What's your next army going to be, actually? Mr. Lee, I'm not using a very thin red wash over my Necrons. So you can't see it. Or am I? No. Oh, nice! You got your game planned on the 27th. Wow. Okay. Who you going to be playing, Mr. Blue? And Felpa are going to do Marines next, even after watching all these streams and all my rants about Marines. You're still going to do them. Wow, that is dedication. What chapter are you thinking of doing? You should feel dirty. I'm ashamed of you. Oh, yeah, pity game. So, John, does she normally play 40k, or do you have to do like a tutorial game with her? Because I've kind of thought like I've thought about teaching the other half 40k, and I think she hates 40k more than most things. So I don't know if I want to give her my models. Yeah. Oh, so Felpa, what you talking about? A new race for Xeno Race 440k that you'd be tempted to collect, or a new codex that might look quite nice from a current race? Mr. Blue, playing some from your hometown. Nice. That could be quite good. you going to play your Alpha Legion against the Necrons? I tell you what, I finished an audiobook, Slaves to Darkness. I think it's the Horus Heresy one where Horus sends Lorgar and Portorabo out to retrieve Angron and Fulgrim. And there's a slight, only Alfarius only appears in like a paragraph essentially, and I don't know why I like Alpha Legion so much, because there's barely anything on them, and yet somehow I just think they're awesome. So I think my next audio book will be the one with Dawn, Praetorian of Terror. I don't know if anyone's listened or read that. If so, what's it like? Yeah, and Felpire, yeah, so either way. I mean, it'd be quite nice if Xenos there was a new Xeno race that appeared, but also maybe a reimagining of one. So that could be quite good. I think maybe, I've said this a few times, but maybe if Tau had a bit more emphasis on the Empire, so you get more Kroot troops, or Vespid got a bit more love. Maybe something a little bit different for Tau. Doesn't have to be your standard fish boys. It could be anyone. I think that'd be quite cool. Remember, guys, coming up, when we come up to about 9:30, I will be checking the lottery results. Hopefully, I won't have to do my half day tomorrow at work when I win the lottery. Dave, if you're still in the chat, you're going to have to go into work just to, keep up the act. Yeah. So that's something we could talk about. Zotes in Blood Bowl. What's that about? What are Zotes in Blood Bowl? As far as I knew, Zotes were an offshoot of a Tyranid race, were like a sub race that kind of freed themselves from the hive mind. Why are they in a fantasy setting? Am I missing something? Is there any fantasy players or Blood Bowl players or anyone in the chat that wants to kind of tell me why they're suddenly in fantasy? Because Zotes could be quite cool, actually. They're quite nice models. I know they're not NIDs anymore, but what are they doing in Blood Bowl? Money. Money is an option. Yeah, so John's talking about his getting his wife to play 40k with him. So his wife played Ultramarines against his Tempestus Scions, and apparently she whooped him. Awkward. I'm just wondering, I've asked John if it's something that she plays often, or he had to teach her. And John, by the sound of it, she does play against you a couple of times. It's a bit of a tutorial game. And also, like, if you're not playing that often, sometimes you need someone that's a bit more experienced to show you the ropes. But yeah, it does scratch the itch, I'd imagine. Yeah, I'm envious of you, my friend. Yeah. Okay. No, Johnny, thank you if you've posted the pictures up. I can't confirm if you have. I'm not on Discord at the moment. I'm sure one of the guys will be able to see if they're up there, but I look forward to it. Could be quite nice to see some nice models. Normally what the guys will do in Discord is pop some pictures up after the stream and hopefully show me what they've been working on. I then feel jealous that I've been here chatting the whole time when you guys have been very creative. Because I've done bases, essentially. I've just painted 6 bases. It's not really that impressive. I've done a bit of green on this sister. But yeah. I'm also bad with computers, Johnny. Don't worry. Like, Tom had to come on and sort it out. I mean, retrospectively, it was a bit of delay at the beginning, so don't give him all the credit. Dave confirmed the pictures are there. Well done, Johnny. I'll pick some pictures of bases up later if anyone wants to see bases. I might give up this is a battle army and just do bases. Stealth suits. So what other 40k news or fantasy news has there been? The new Blood Bowl teams actually look quite nice, actually, going back to the Zotes. The Orcs look pretty nice. The Black Orcs. Yeah, which is quite nice. They're Johnny's saying he's played the tabletop simulator for 40k, and it's quite nice actually. If we go back a few years, maybe we didn't have that. Maybe we'd all be playing Dawn of War. But it's nice to have that form of 40k escapism, which obviously we can't. We're painting, we're hobbying, but we can't really play at the moment. So suddenly, when we're able to play, we might all have brand new armies to play against each other. Yeah, Mr. Lee, it is an awesome box set. But, I mean, I don't know. If I knew someone buying the box set, Mr. Lee, I might go halves on them just to play some Blood Bowl. Mr. Blue, yeah, terrain bases are more fun to make the models. Oh, okay, that's quite cool. I quite enjoy doing terrain. You can see the Chaos Stargate over there, and I really enjoy painting that. I wouldn't say I find it more rewarding than models, but I do enjoy kind of just breaking up occasionally and doing a bit of scatter terrain. That's quite fun. Mr. Lee, Aeronautica. Look, I've got my planes. I just have to paint them. Look. I don't know what colour to paint them. In all honesty, if I actually knew how I was going to paint them, I probably would spray them. But at the moment, they're just sitting there. Red and green, obviously. I've got green spray. I could get started. Yeah, Games Workshop, stop releasing good games. Like, obviously, Necromunda as well. It's got some really nice models. I'm still holding out for Battlefield Gothic, to be honest. Because I would absolutely love to play that game. I used to love it when it came out. There's something about it. Just like battleships in space. What isn't there to like? And Mr. Lee saying I should get the little Valkyries. Yeah, I'd quite like the little Valkyries. I'd probably do them as my Scion Valkyries. That could be quite cool, which are green and red. So, yeah, that kind of fit in quite nicely. Right, let's do a bit more of a cloak on that one. So tomorrow, I've got a half day, as mentioned. I'll do a bit of filming. I've also got to take my car in for its MOT, which is never a fun experience, especially people who know what I drive. It's not going to go well for me, I don't think. I'm going to be trying to sell models, probably. No, don't worry. I won't sell models. I'll probably sell my children's toys before I sell any of my toys. I'm joking. How's everyone's hobby going tonight? Wow, Johnny, that's pretty good. Wow, I don't know how many pictures you've posted in chat, but I'd like to see what the nights you've got. Yeah, Captain Jack, the dreaded phone call. Yeah, when you look, you got a missed call from the garage. You're like, oh, no, here we go. Yeah. Like, I drive a truck, so it's an old Mitsubishi L200 pickup truck. And basically, people at the garage now see it coming and they're like, oh, here comes a Christmas bonus. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. Oh, Oh, the Doomstalker, nice. I really look forward to making my one actually. For obviously the idea of the Todak dynasty is making an apocalypse army, and I think that the Doomstalker is going to fill a nice slot of anti-armor weapons. Hogspringer, nice. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it is painful. Unfortunately, I do kind of need it for one of my jobs. So I like people going, oh, I'd love a pickup truck like yours, and I look at their tiny little car, and I'm like, I'd love to have a car like yours, where I wouldn't have to keep paying a ridiculous amount of money constantly for it. So yeah, it swings roundabouts, isn't it? Really. Maybe when the channel kicks off, big time, I can retire and just do studio work all the time, which would be absolutely amazing. I think anyone in the chat would agree. If you could do hobby full time, even though it'd be a work, even if it be work, it'd be something you'd be enjoying. Like especially you'd be in control of your own destiny when it comes to what you're producing. Yeah, I've looked at some of the Forge World Knights, Johnny, and some of them look quite nice. Obviously, like doing Chaos Knights, I'd chaos them up. I'm more kind of towards the. I'm sorry, I don't know all the names probably as well as you, but I go towards the Mechanicus ones because I quite like to look at them. They're a bit more stocky. Yeah, but I think that's a challenge. If you did have your hobby as your job, you are going to have that element. But I think it's just a job that you'd enjoy, maybe. And if you're doing it with someone someone else as well, that's always good. I think sometimes if you work by yourself doing your hobby, you could probably get a little bit, could probably get to you a little bit, especially the current climate. Jeez, John, that is a lot of stuff to get on with. Wow. 30 Scutari, 5 Wolfen, 5 Vanguard vets. 4 Jolcadian Command Squad, nice. Marbo, Eisenhorn, Commissar Rain, converted second Commissar Rain, Vindicator. Nice. That is pretty good going. Jeez. I was impressed I did 3 Necron Destroyers. And some bases. Hang on, it's still going. What's going on? And a week off. Nice. That's pretty good going, mate. I mean, I'm honestly at the moment I get a bit of a hobby slump at the moment, which might be down to the weather more than anything. Obviously, the day's getting a bit shorter, so I find it a little bit harder to get myself motivated for the hobby. So what I tend to do is like I have something in the kitchen, so when I'm making a cup of tea or something, I'll happily just get a paintbrush. But even then, it's not as comfortable as sitting up here and chatting to you guys. Because there's Peter had to disappear earlier. Obviously, you've got to kind of play the family card, and you've got to kind of look after your other half. Is anyone being tempted to contribute with the selfie thing on the Facebook groups, where you take a picture of your model and have a selfie? What's that about? Very peculiar. I don't even know how that started. Yeah, yeah. I think sometimes what you can find quite intimidating is if you've got a big collection of grey stuff around you. That's personally what I find intimidating. If you've got a big collection of grey bits, and you're just like, I can't get to the end of this. But if you can see yourself making a bit of progress every time you kind of you get in there and do something, that's quite nice. The problem I have is trying not to buy more models. So I've put myself on a bit of a holding pattern with Chaos. So they're not getting anything new for a while because I've got a couple of Forge World units up there. I've still got to do at some point. My Necrons, they're all well, most of them are assembled. Still got some bits to assemble. And my sisters are going to be a slow grow. I'm going to try and paint a squad a month for them. So yeah, I'm keeping myself busy in that way. But yeah, I think sometimes it can be a bit much. You've got a massive pile of grey models on your workstation. So well, yeah, what is everyone's least favourite part of the hobby? That is a very good point, John. For you, obviously, it's painting. You know, we all come at different angles. Like some people love the assembly element where they can do a bit of kit bashing and converting them. People love the painting element or the gaming. Maybe some people just want to get to the end product and kind of do some games. Or maybe it's also just reading a bit of background about the 40k universe. What put in the chat, guys, what you think is your least favourite element of the hobby. For myself, I think it's changed. It used to be painting, and I used to really love assembly. Now, it's pretty switched around completely. I think I enjoy painting more than I do assembly. Mainly, I think part of that is maybe down to the change in the kits over the years. They're a bit more complex than they used to be. So Mr. Blue hates painting inventory. Yeah, it can be a bit of a hard slog. That's why I'm not going to do 20 Necron Warriors. Yeah, it can be a bit unrewarding. When I've painted cultists before, geez, that can be hard going. Oh yeah, Phil, there you go. So you dislike painting. It's kind of great if you ever lockdown. For me, it's all about escapism and having you can just switch your brain off from whatever you do work-wise, or maybe you've got stuff going on with your family or your friends. Also, to be fair, guys, I don't know if any of you are aware at the moment, but there's a global pandemic going on. So sometimes you need to kind of distance yourself from everything and just do a bit of painting or gluing or whatever makes you happy to just forget about the world for 5 minutes. Yeah. Drying times, Captain Jack, can be painful. So in my destroyers, I use the base material, the crackling one. That when you put it on there, it just crackles and it dries. I get frustrated because Felpire, he posted a picture of his destroyers up, and I was like, I need to finish mine. Need to get them done. So I painted the basing material on there, and then I was looking for I just put them on the tumble dryer. I was like, it's going to be warm here, so hopefully it will dry a bit quicker. But yeah, drying times can be a hard slog at times, especially when you're using washes. And I tend to do my washes at the end of all my hobby time. So before I go to bed or whatever, before I start cleaning, doing housework or whatever, I'll do the washes, I'll leave it, and then come back the next day and do some. I'm sure other people are similar on that. Does anyone dislike playing? Or do we all enjoy painting and playing? Or playing, sorry. Oh, Johnny. Yeah, so Johnny is his favourite part. That's when you build and paint an army, and over the years, it's no longer gets supported. Scrap like his squats, Slan, Kislev, Bretonian Empire. Yeah, man. That's the same about Forge World. Like, you go out and then buy a nice model, and then suddenly, bam! Yeah, I mean, geez, Kislev models, wow. Bretonians. I used to love that Bretonian diorama when they came out, when they had the massive battle diorama of the fighting against the lizard men. That was pretty impressive. Yeah, Velpire. Look, so playing. I generally love playing games. The only time it gets me a bit stressed is when I go to an event, and sometimes I build it up in my head too much, and I'm like, oh, do I know how this plays? How's this game going to go? If I'm playing someone I know, or a friendly game down a club or something, it's not a problem. But sometimes in events I can get a bit stressed. Not that I dislike it. I quite like the pressure sometimes. But yeah, I can find myself getting stressed sometimes. I can see sometimes why people don't like doing it. But generally, as I said before, events, tournaments, always great fun. I just build up in my head too much. That's my own personal problem. Coming up with color schemes is his least favorite, Mr. Lee. Yeah, I tell you what, coming up with Sisters paint scheme has been strenuous. Wow, that is going back a bit, isn't it? 40k Slan. When did you get into the hobby, Johnny? Ectowama squats. Jeez, that is going back a bit. Yeah, they are interesting models, shall we say. I'm not going to say that. They are definitely a model of their time, aren't they? 1998. Okay. Yeah, I was a bit before you in that aspect. But yeah, I remember a lot of these models. Such nice models. I don't know what it is about metal models. Like, I was even on eBay the other day looking at Empire War Wagon, if anyone remembers that model, and the Empire Steam Tank. I don't even play fantasy, and I don't know why, but I would love to have just a War Wagon just to paint, make up and paint. But they cost an absolute fortune. If anyone looks on eBay now for an Empire War Wagon, wow, they are pricey for a model that I have no reason to have, just a glue and paint. Yeah, Johnny. Like, so when I was probably a bit before 1998, so not long before then, but I used to like my cousin. We used to get models and try and work out what the rules were, but it didn't really matter what the rules were because we're just having fun, and the models are amazing, and it's about the story you create in your mind with your family member or your friends. And yeah, looking back at it, a lot of the times we were playing fantasy or 40k, we had no idea what we were doing. I'm pretty sure that's a similar story for a lot of people that started quite young in the hobby. Okay, yeah, you definitely beat me then. Yeah, okay, 1988. Yeah, that's way before I started playing. Yeah, I tell you, like, I remember like some of my first experiences in the hobby is going around to my one of my school friends' houses when I was a kid, and we were playing. I think this is the first time I actually probably got interested in the hobby. I think we were playing hide and seek or something at the time, and at that point, like, a lot of my friends in the area, their older siblings were in the hobby in some form or another. I remember playing hide and seek on the sofa, and there was a Space Hawk there, which I'm pretty sure at the time, I might be wrong, but it might have been like an Orc in mega armor or some form of armor. and I was like, wow, hold your horses. What is this? It looks amazing. And yeah, just falling in love with it then. And then him going, oh yeah, I've got my Skaven army. They've got orcs and goblins. They play 40k. And yeah, in that moment, I just ended up with it. Look at this. What? That's what happened from finding an orc behind a sofa. Suddenly I've spent all my money on Warhammer stuff. And a lot of time. And then, yeah, gradually just falling in love with the hobby. And like I said earlier in the stream, I love Warhammer Fantasy. The old stuff is amazing. Yeah, Jolly, like, once again, forgetting how old you are is something. I think once you get past 30, it's all downhill. Jeez, yeah. Oh, no, Jolly, take me down memory lane, the old fighting fantasy books. Yeah, you go, oh no, do you want to go down the tower? Turn to page 16, you're like, you're dead. You're like, no, I didn't. I want to go back the other way. Oh man, good times. Yeah. So I started putting some green on this this lady. She's starting to look quite cool. I'm going to so like the Aquila kind of thing, or the inquisitorial symbol. I might do a white. I'm not sure. I'm trying to avoid red. Remember, I might keep it silver. I'll see what it looks like after a wash. Johnny, have you been to Warhammer World? My daughter the other day, who's going to be 6 next year, said she wanted to paint one of my models, so I might have to come up here and pick something for her. I've got like one of those Age of Sigmar people. Can't think what they're called. Gold. Yeah, that might not be a bad call. I think Mr. Blue at the moment, the problem I'm having is so much of this is brass. I kind of want to gold is quite similar to brass in some way, so I might do it brass and then do a bit of a dry brush on there. I'm not sure. I'll have to see. Yeah, Warhammer World is awesome. Man, I said it before. The lockdown, unfortunately, done a lot of things really to all of us. One of the things I really miss is myself and Tom's pilgrimage up there to Warhammer World, and like going through the gallery is brilliant because you see all the dioramas and the models that you've seen in White Dwarves for the last 20 odd years, and to actually see them in person is pretty brilliant. It looks like Bugman's bars. It's pretty good. We should, after all this, guys, we should all have a little meet-up up there and have a little game and maybe go out or something in the evening. It'd be quite good. Quite nice to put some faces to names. I don't know if Tom's still in the chat at the moment. I'm sure he wouldn't disagree. Right, so guys, it's coming to that point where I have to check my lottery results, and fingers crossed. And before you say the check for that win is still in the in the post. Right. Wellington Pendulum Pub. Well, John. Well, if I win, I tell you this, I will be able to produce a lot more content for you all. And if we do all meet up at Warhammer World, I will buy all around and maybe take you all out for a meal. We're going to find out in a minute anyway. Right. Euro millions. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Right, so I've got 2 lucky stars. Oh, that's good. That's always good. And have I got any numbers there? No, I have not. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Captain Jack. Yeah, Dave, I'll see you at work in the morning. Unfortunately, we're going to have to carry on working, mate. So, yeah, a bit of a shame. One day it's going to happen, and when you guys are all going to be here. And like I said, we'll all go Warhammer World. I'll take you all out for a meal, and we'll have a great time. I'll be generous with my money. We're not... Disclaimer, because obviously I've fallen for this trap before, Captain Jack. I have to win a substantial amount before I buy you all food. Yeah, looking at you, Jack. I'm looking at you. Yeah, well, you know, I have to put this stuff out here now, Captain Jack. I have to say these things because I've been getting in trouble before because of certain people, you, putting me up on these things. Yeah, no, so Johnny, look, I've fallen for this before. Like, I'm too generous. That's my problem. Mm-hmm. So I will be. Yes, you're right. Right. So guys, for those who are in our Discord at the moment, I'll post this up in Discord as well because obviously some people aren't going to be here for this. But we are going to do a painting competition. So essentially, what we will do is I will name a subject. Doesn't have to be Warhammer 40,000. Doesn't have to be Warhammer. Doesn't have to be a Games Workshop. But it has to be some sort of model-based project that you're going to have to paint. I will name a subject, and you will have 2 weeks to complete that item. And then myself and Tom will judge them. We're not going to. Myself and Tom won't contribute to this. We'll be the judges, and we'll post a picture up on the next stream. So you have 2 weeks, and the theme for the model that you're going to have to paint, guys, is going to be Mage, Psyker, Spellcaster. Okay, so it has to fall under one of those categories. You've got 2 weeks to paint it. Post a picture up in our Discord. I'll create a new channel on there. And myself with Tom will judge. We'll post a picture of the winner in 2 weeks' time on the Discord and on the stream. Okay, so good luck, everybody. Have fun. It's about taking part, remember. So if you're looking for something to do that. Everyone happy with that? Psyker, Mage, Spellcaster, Witch, someone who uses the Warp or Mumbo Jumbo. Paint on one of them. You've got 2 weeks. For instance, if you're doing a conquest thing listed here at the moment, and someone has psychic abilities, you can put that into the competition. Or if you collect Alpha Legion and you've got a Psyker, you can paint that one up. Or an Orc Weird Boy, etc., etc. Or Knight, that's a Psyker. Yeah, guys, please contribute. It'll be great in Discord to get some pictures up there of Psykers. I really look forward to it. Well, if people have psychic abilities, they count. So, to Jedi Knights count. There's no, hang on, no, they do. Jedi Knights do count. They use the Force. Yeah, Mr. Blue, Chaos Knights can get psychic powers. But if you're going to paint a Chaos Knight with psychic powers, I want to see some sort of reference to the psychic powers. You can't just paint one up and say it's got psychic powers. I want to see some like warp stuff coming off of it. But yeah, guys, honestly, it's all about taking part, and I'd love to see some nice models put up there, especially sometimes if you're currently working on a project and you think, actually, I'll tell you what, that whatever Primaris Psyker sitting on the side, I'll do him next because I can take part in this. And it's all about supporting each other, help each other out. It'd be great to see some stuff. But we're going to be closing the stream down. Thank you very much, guys, for giving me company tonight. Hopefully Tom will be back next week and I won't get ill. Hopefully both of us will be here. But yeah, thanks very much, everyone, for taking part. I'm going to close it up now. Oh, one last thing. Goblin Gaming. Go and buy something using our link. Buy yourself a Psyker or a Wizard. But yeah, use the link below, guys. Take care. Have a great evening. Thank you very much. It's been very enjoyable, and I will see you all next time. Take care. Bye.